Hi everyone, this video is going to cover how we currently recommend to model inline heaters using h2x. Now you can see that I've got a ducted system design already drawn out on the software. We traced out the line of the incoming supply ducts into each of these individual offices. Each office has around 200 CFMs being supplied to them, and they also have a heating and a cooling load applied to them. Now, I've already modeled a few of these inline heaters, but I'm just going to show you what the methodology is. So if you have a duct entering into an office and your inline heater was going to be located here, go to the equipment menu when you're on ductwork supply and select the custom plan. On the custom plan, you'll be able to select the pressure drop for the inline heater on the ventilation project. For this example, we're going to use 1 psi per each inline heater. Now we can also change over the dimensions, the height above the floor, the connection heights on each side of that plant, and that just needs to match the flow direction on the pipes. So if you were to rotate it this way, that would be correct to connect either side like that. Now, because we've already modeled one inline heater, I'm going to copy and paste that inline heater over to this location here. I'm also going to select the incoming ducts to make things much easier. Hit copy, hit paste, that'll bring the inline heater and the connecting duct over, where I'll then be able to delete this duct, do a right click and select both my inline heater and the connected duct, and drag that over to that corner point there. You'll know that it's connected if it shows up opaque and not transparent like the ones below here. Now, if we draw a branch out of that inline heater down to here, you can see that we'll now be able to drag these ducts over and connect them up like so. Change the height of the floor to 8.6 inches like it should be. And on the, 8.5 inches, 8.5 feet, that is, apologise. If we go to the technical tab on the inline heater, not the technical tab, the specs tab, you'll be able to enter the pressure loss through it, which we're going to mark as 1 psi. You can change up the units in the system settings to match whatever you need, pascals, kPa, whatever you want. Now, that's the duct side completed. Now, to model this from a hydronics point of view, you need to use a FCU. Very similar process. Grab the FCU off the drop-down menu there and drag it over to the location and edit it to suit the dimensions you're looking for. What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this model that we've already created, hit paste, and connect that up to the hydronic pipe layout like so. Now, if you've chosen to add the heated connection to your AHU to get your boosted flow rates, the BTU load for the room will be split in half between the fan coil and the AHU if you go down this route. What you'll need to do is click onto that FCU, go to heating, and override the rating here in BTUs to match the room load. Alternatively, you could approach that from the other side and manually override the flow rates per room based on what h2x is sized. So you could go two ways with that one. You could either override the rating on the FCU, or you could go to ductwork, click on the diffusers, right click select diffuser nodes on this level to select them all. Change this over to manual, where we had around 100 CFMs for each diffuser. Now, if we hit results, h2x is going to give us the duct sizing that we need, but it's also going to size our hydronic pipework based on the connected BTU loads. Now, if we go over to our 3D view, you'll be able to see this coordinated on that level. Where if we zoom into any one of these units, you can see that we've got our inline heaters connected to our ductwork on that level. I can see that on the connections on my inline heaters on the ventilation side, I've got a misalignment with my inlet and outlet connection heights. Now, to quickly fix that, and as a bonus to this video, if we go to design, go over to ductwork, you should be able to click on the inline heater, go to inlets, change over that height above floor, and the outlet height above floor. to fix that configuration. Now H2X won't be associating the pressure loss through those bends now, and you'll have an accurate pressure loss at the AHU when you hit results. Supply CFMs and the supply pressure drop. Okay, if you have any questions or you'd like to give any feedback on this process, please leave a comment or feel free to reach out to us directly.